What is up, my people? Happy weekend to you. Forget about work for a little bit. Relax, do whatever you need to do because we spend far too much time working, don't we? Before I start the video, I just wanted to say I notice a lot of people are watching the video, but I'm getting very few likes. And I don't ask for anything. I mean, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing this for entertainment value. I'm doing it to help people. Of course, there is some things you have to do yourself. You know, you have to watch the trade yourself. You just can't wait for if you wait for my signals, it's too late. You know, to really get these profits, you have to be watching the chart yourself. And I share most of these charts on my trading view. So, it's up to you if you want to put the work in. But bottom line, what I'm saying is you've got people out there that you know that would probably like to make some money. I'm not saying I'm perfect on every trade, but I am pretty technically sound. So, share the video to people, give it a like, because if you don't give it a like, nobody else sees it. There's very few people liking it compared to how many people are watching it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So we're going to go into, let me bring something up here out of this free channel that I run on Telegram, because I want to show you what the chart looked like before anything happened with it. Here it is. This was back on the 26th. Well, that wasn't that long ago, was it? Just a day or two ago. And it was forming this little, ascending triangle, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a pennant, but it looks kind of like a pennant. And we were saying, okay, it can go either way. That's understood. I know a lot of you are saying, yeah, of course it could go either way. I'd be saying the same thing. But what we're really trying to say there, what I'm trying to say is you're wanting to see a full candle close below this line here, this blue line, which is the uptrend line, and then this resistance here at the top. So if you get a full candle close above, it's going up higher. If you get a full candle close below, it's going lower. Sometimes you're going to get a fake out, so you have to give it a few candles to make sure. And I'm going to show you what happened with this when it kind of did that. And they just call that a deviation, where they go up and they grab the liquidity, and I'm talking about the market makers, and then they bring it right back down, or they might do it the opposite way as well. And so we were looking at this. What we want to find is coins that are volatile, right? And I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, but I want everybody to understand better what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these charts. So, I was looking at this initially. This was on the 26th, right here somewhere, maybe. Well, there it is. Okay, so it already come on. It came down the 45-minute chart, and it closed a candle below this line. So that tells me it's time to go short. So I probably would have shorted about right there. But then, you might have had your stop loss up here, or you may have put it a little bit higher. Putting it up here, they're going to stop loss hunt you every time. So you have to give it a little bit of room. So I was kind of watching it, and I thought it was going to break down right here even more. But this was a line, if you just take kind of this range right here that's happening, it's just going up and down in this range. And you can trade this range all day long until it breaks one way or the other. But if you look at it, technically it didn't lose this range. Yeah, it wicked above it for one candle, but the candle actually closed below the range. So if you would have closed your short up here, it would have been incorrect. The time to close your short is when you get a full candle above it. And that's actually the time to open a long as well. Okay, so I kept my short open. I didn't close it. I didn't even close it down here because we were just at the bottom of the range. It would have been correct too. You could have taken that quick trade. That's fine. But at the time, what I was seeing is that this was rejecting here as well. So I had this uptrend, and then I started drawing a new downtrend, and I was wanting to see if it just kept pushing it down. So this happened, and yeah, it was a little bit scary, but I didn't close my trade. I just held it. And then when this happened here, I think I closed it maybe 50% at this point, thinking it was going to bounce back off of this support over here, but it kept going. And I was actually targeting. I mean, if you want to see what your target's going to be on a move like this, you go from the bottom of the move down here, the first, up move, up thrust, and you take your fib retracement tool, and you just click at the bottom here, and then you click to the very top of that move, and you just drag it over so you can see where it's going to end up. And that ended up perfectly at the golden pocket right there, which is, I do the 6.5 and the 6.18. But yeah, I mean, you can see if you would have taken this trade, where this broke down right here, so you would have entered at around, I don't know, 11 cents. Actually, it's 11.1, then you would have made, especially if you were using leverage. I was using 10x leverage, which it's not real dangerous, but if you're new to this, I wouldn't use any more than like a 3x. And again, I'm not giving financial advice. This is just me having fun doing charts. I enjoy doing it. So if you look at this, you would have taken the trade there. You would have faded all this, not worried about that. Because sometimes that happens. That actually happens a lot. If you think back to November 2021, when Bitcoin was at its top, it did this exact same thing. We thought this was the top originally at like whatever it was, 68K or 67. And then it popped above it for a moment and faked everybody out. Everybody thought it was going up higher to like 100K. And then it came right back down. Yeah, so you would have made 250%. If you're doing a 10x, you'd have made 250% there on that short. If you were doing 3x, you would have made 75%. So just multiply the number by the percentage that you would have made on spot, and that's how that would work. All right, so let's look at some new ones. I'm trying to go as quick as I can because I'm just like everybody else. I don't have time for all the BS. I just want to see what the person has to say, and I'm moving on to the next video. Currently, this is the total 2 and total 3, which is basically just altcoin total charts. That this one doesn't include Bitcoin, this one doesn't include ETH, and currently they're both bearish. So that tells me there's no alt season currently. You could have called this a mini alt season back here where it started in January, and it's kind of either having a rest or to be more prolonged. We don't know yet, but I'm keeping an eye on this to tell whether or not the altcoins are really going to start going as a group like it did back here, because a lot of them did go up at that point. What else did I want to say about that? Yeah, anyway, I'm sure there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't think of it. Okay, so moving on to, this is Axie Infinity, and I just did this chart a little while ago. It's not quite ready yet, but there is an opportunity here to buy at support if you wanted to buy a little bit currently. And I should rephrase that. If I was going to buy something, this would be the place to buy it, either here or down here at this support. Because you can see it's been really good support here. If you want to look at this as a larger, like if I was to delete this support resistance line and this one, let's just say this is using the purple lines here, this is a larger range bound area. So it's touched it once, touched it twice down here. It's touched it a couple of times up here as well, which originally it was support and it turned to, now it's resistance. So these are your major support resistance lines. These are more just uptrend and downtrend lines. They still work, but you have to wait for a full candle to close below or above them to know if you're going to go short or if you're going to go long. I'd say there's probably more chance it's going to go up from here, just because if you look like at a weekly chart or something, it's way down from the top. I think it's like 96% down, but that doesn't mean it can't go down more. I mean, they certainly can. Sometimes this is just like a bear flag and then it comes down some more. But what you want to see here, what you definitely want to see if this is going to hold is it has to stay above this line. So let's say if you were to enter here, and let me bring back my support lines. There they are. Well, support and resistance. So currently this is our smaller range. It's kind of bouncing in between this right now. So let's say you bought some here and then it fell down and came to here. Well, if you lose, if you get a full candle into this, then I would just go ahead and close the trade if it was me personally. But let's say that the trade did work out and you bought here. You could sell here, trying to get a quick profit on a leverage trade, or you could just hold it and see if maybe a candle closes above it. But you probably don't want to buy any more. Let's say it comes up to this line. You wouldn't want to buy anymore at this point just because this is your resistance currently. Now, if a candle closed above this, then you'd probably feel pretty good about buying a little bit more here, and then it may reject here or it could go up here. So what you want to look at on this, just going forward, let's see what the move would be. So let's say if you took a short up here and you wanted to see what the fib retracement was going to be, assuming that this support held right here. This is your golden pocket right here. So $10.68 roughly is what you could expect, assuming that this plays out and this is support. And that is a 55% spot move. Or if you look at doing 3x leverage, you just multiply it by 3, whatever that is, 170%. I'm terrible with the math. And if you did like a 10x, of course, that'd be 550%. That's how that works. But it's really easy to pull these fibs to find your targets. Those aren't the only targets. Let me bring that back. Of course, your other targets are these purple lines. This is your support resistance lines. And these numbers are over here. So if you wanted to draw these lines yourself, or let me see if I have this shared. Yeah, this chart is shared. I'll try to remember to link it after the video, after I'm done recording. So these purple lines, as you hit them, as you come down, those are support. As you go back up, they're resistance. Fib just kind of finds the typical retracement after a big move down or up. That's all this golden pocket usually finds. Sometimes it just hits this 0.5. It comes back 50% of the move. So this came down and it comes back up 50% to find the midline, which is right there at that purple line. So that's a lot of confluence there, obviously, between those two things. And then one more thing I want to show you. This is a scanner. If there's some of you out there that really enjoy trying to find these plays before they happen, this is a great scanner to use. It's called Altfins, and I've used it for a long time. There is some free. You can use it a little bit on the free side, but to really get the most out of it, you're gonna have to pay money per month, or you can stake their coins. I think there's a way to stake their coins here, and you get the thing for free if you hold their coins. But just real quick, I'll show you kind of how it works. They'll do their own technical analysis. They'll do 3 coins a day, and they'll show you technical analysis on that. And here's Axie Infinity. That's how I came across this one. But I didn't really use their chart. I made my own out of it. I mean, they do really good work. It's just I don't use EMAs as much or SMAs. But they're showing you resistance zones, support zones. This is real good stuff here. It'll help you out a lot. But aside from that, you can also go in here, and it's got a screener, and you can go in here and put your coin in, or you can do your own filters. Like I've got some custom filters saved here, and if I was to bring them in, it would give me a list of, hang on, saved filters. Okay, here we go. 30%, and then done. Now, if I look at this overview, it has all the coins within that filter that I've set for myself, and it'll tell you if it's neutral, strong down, strong up, and then you can actually click on the chart and it'll show you what it looks like. It even gives buy sell signals, but I haven't really found them that useful. Really, what I like to look for more than anything is I want to find chart patterns. So sometimes it'll show you like a descending triangle or a falling wedge or a channel that's getting close to being broken, and they'll show you targets that you can target, but I would work your own targets up with fibs or something. Yeah, so it's a really good site. Their main page here is probably one of the better parts of it. It'll show you this descending triangle for Axie, rising wedge for BNB. Here's Elrond showing that it's approaching support. It might be a good buying opportunity. And then it's got a crypto screener like we talked about. And it's got news stuff here and little tips on how to set up your screener and stuff like that. So I'll put the link in the description or in the comment section below, and y'all can check it out if you want. I'm going to end it there. There are a couple of other things that I posted. Yeah, so render, you can pause here if you want to see, what this chart looks like. I'll try to remember to post this one as well. Yeah, I'll just post all three. That way you can see it. I'll share it. But render's showing kind of like a ascending triangle. It could break either way, just like that other one we just did, ARPA, that worked out real well. And here's what amounts to a bull flag to me for Hedera hash graph HBAR. And all of these charts that I show are based on KuCoin, by the way. But I'll try to remember to link these. That way you have them. I have a Twitter. I have a Trading View. I post all these on there. And I do it all for free. I just want to help people. Hit the like button if you like what you hear. Comment below if there's a specific coin you want to look at. Otherwise, I'm going to keep looking at the screener, try to give you some coins that I'm seeing. And I'll try to follow up on these coins as well if they play out. Because it's a good way to learn, right? I mean, we keep going over them, and you learn how to do them by watching and doing it yourself. Okay, y'all have a good day. Appreciate you.